The problem occurs if that recycling does not happen. Too much homocysteine is made because it's not recycling properly, so it builds up. Well, methylation is something that we're definitely just starting to understand. It's a biochemical process that happens inside every single cell in your body, and it's related to how you feel in terms of energy, mood, sleep, detoxification through the production of glutathione, basically everything. But you need specific nutrients to make the process work. First and foremost, you have to eat protein. Beyond that, you have to digest and absorb it. So you have to, again, go back to square one, getting
Mm-hmm.
it into your body so the process can happen in the first place. So then your body breaks that protein down into methionine, one of the amino acids. And then it goes through this process of becoming homocysteine, another amino acid. And then it's supposed to recycle back up into methionine. So it's supposed to have this constant recycling, methionine, homocysteine, methionine, homocysteine. The problem occurs if that recycling does not happen. Too much homocysteine is made because it's not recycling properly, so it builds up. When it builds up, it increases inflammation. Very pertinent to problems with related to heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, and osteoporosis potentially, aside from the other things I just named, the other symptoms I just named, like energy and mood. So the breakdown can come genetically because there are a lot of different genes involved in this, probably about 10 to 15 that I can just think of right now, but specific nutrients that you have to actually be able to activate and use: methylfolate, methyl B12, B6. You have to have enough CTH, which is the gene that brings down cysteine to make your glutathione. So it's a lot of different things going on in there. It can sometimes be a little bit tricky because you can find these things on the shelves. So I'm glad FDA isn't so involved that they're controlling all of our supplements. It would make life a lot harder on everybody. But sometimes you think, ooh, maybe that one actually should be controlled, because if somebody finds out that they have a gene variant with the MTHFR gene, one of the genes that activates our folate, and they get excited and say, I'm just going to take methylfolate and it'll cure me. You might feel better on it, that's true, but if you try a high dose and your body is not equipped to handle it because of these variants, or there's some other factors happening, it can make you feel much worse, very anxious, very inflamed, very irritated. And then if you stop taking the supplement, you'll go back to normal. But that's why people don't always react well to this. So I like to do a blood test and actually see precisely where the breakdown is occurring. But beyond that, understanding the genetics first, so you know where the potential pitfalls are. Doing that test, okay, great, so we know what's happening, but you know what? Using that folate, that's the very last thing that we're going to do. Because if you have too many interfering factors, like a bad diet, too much stress, too much inflammation from potentially even, organisms, say you're dealing with SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and that's just complicating everything. There's a lot of stuff you have to deal with before you get to that last step of folate. It's like you have to peel back those layers of onion, and folate's in the middle, and that's the very last thing you're going to use, because it's powerful. It's just going to push you in that right direction. If your body's not ready to handle it, it makes you feel 1,000 times worse. So methylation is essential, but you have to know how your body's going to work with it.
Thanks for listening to The Adrian Sinclair Show. You can find previous episodes on the Apodcast multi-channel network at apodcast.com. You can also stream this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Podbean, and other audio platforms. And if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you'll get convenient short summaries of podcasts you may have missed. So check it out. And lastly, please, please, please support us by sharing our episodes on social media. We really appreciate it. Thanks.